She said, "I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore." I thanked her for being honest and started packing. She kept trying to work things out, but I said, "You can't unsay that." 3 months later, she admitted she'd made a mistake. I, 32 male, heard those words on a Tuesday night while we were folding laundry. Madison, 29, said them like she was telling me we were out of milk. We'd been together 7 years, engaged for 2. The wedding was supposed to be in October. "I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore." I stopped mid-fold, holding one of her yoga pants. The ones with the little hearts on them that I'd bought her for Valentine's Day. "Okay," I said. She blinked. "Okay? Thank you for being honest." I put the yoga pants down and walked to our bedroom. Started pulling my clothes out of the dresser. "Wait, what are you doing?" She followed me, suddenly panicked. "Packing." "But we need to talk about this. We can work through this." I turned to look at her. Really looked. Her hair was in that messy bun she always did after work. She was wearing my old college hoodie. For a second, I almost laughed at the absurdity. "You can't unsay that, Madison." But I didn't mean. Which part didn't you mean? The part where you love me but aren't in love with me? Or the part where you finally said it out loud? She started crying. Not the pretty TV tears. The ugly, snotty kind. "Please don't leave. We can go to counseling. We can..." No. I kept packing. She kept crying. By midnight, I was at my brother Jordan's apartment with 3 garbage bags of clothes and my Xbox. The next morning, I texted her that I'd be by on Saturday to get the rest of my stuff. She sent back 17 messages. I didn't read them. Here's what I didn't know for certain that Tuesday night, but had suspected. Madison had been having an emotional affair with her coworker Dylan for 4 months. She thought she was being subtle. She thought I was too focused on planning our wedding to notice. She was wrong. I'd known something was wrong for 6 weeks. The gut feeling started with small things. Her phone always face down. Her working late more often. The proof came the modern way. She left her laptop open and a Facebook message from him popped up. "Can't wait for tomorrow. This stays between us." No emojis, nothing overtly romantic, but it was enough. It was a secret. I didn't confront her. Instead, I watched. I started paying attention. Waited. Because here's the thing about being with someone for 7 years. You learn their patterns. And her pattern screamed guilt. This was bigger than the time she secretly adopted a cat in college and thought I wouldn't notice the litter box under her bed. Update 1. Things got worse. It's been a week since I moved out. I'm writing this from Jordan's couch at 3 a.m. because I can't sleep. Madison's reaction has been unhinged. First, she told everyone I abandoned her. Posted on Facebook about how I gave up on us without even trying. Her mom called me 47 times. 47. Then she showed up at Jordan's apartment. She knocked on the door around 9 p.m. Jordan answered because I was in the shower. I heard him say, "Madison, what the hell are you doing here?" I came out in a towel to find her in the living room, in full makeup, wearing the dress I bought her for her birthday. "We need to talk," she said, her voice shaking. "We are talking. You're in my brother's apartment, uninvited. You won't answer my calls. What was I supposed to do?" The argument started there. The same circular logic. I was the one who left. I was the one who wouldn't try. As she got more frantic, Jordan, who was standing by the window, suddenly held up a hand. "Hold on a second," he said, peering down at the street. "Who's in the silver Audi that's been parked out front for 10 minutes? Madison froze, a deer in headlights. "Whose car is it, Madison?" I asked, my voice dangerously calm. She wouldn't look at me. "It's Dylan's." The name hung in the air. Jordan just stared at her, disgusted. "You brought him here?" I asked. "He's waiting in the car for you, like some getaway driver?" "He just drove me." "He was worried," she stammered. "Worried about what? That I wouldn't take you back, so you brought your backup plan to the curb?" Jordan laughed, a sharp, ugly sound. "Lady, you have your side piece waiting downstairs while you beg your fiancé to take you back. You don't get to play the victim here." "He's not my side piece," she shrieked. "Then why is he hiding in his car?" She started to unravel, insisting he was just a friend, that he was supporting her through this difficult time. I just looked at her. "The fact that you thought it was okay for him to be anywhere near this conversation," I said, "tells me everything I need to know." The fight went out of her then. She left, crying, and got into the passenger seat of the silver Audi that sped away a little too quickly. After she was gone, I did something petty. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. I logged into the Netflix account that I pay for and changed the password. She'd been in the middle of season 3 of Love Island. Update 2. The lease. 2 weeks after the confrontation at Jordan's, I got a text from Madison. We need to discuss the apartment. She was right. We were both on the lease. Neither of us could afford it alone. The lease didn't end until February. I met her at a coffee shop, public place, witnesses. She looked rough, hair unwashed, no makeup, wearing the same sweatshirt I'd seen her in 3 days earlier on her Instagram story. You look tired, I said. I haven't been sleeping. Neither have I. We sat in silence for a moment. The barista called out someone's complicated latte order. About the apartment, she started. I'll keep paying my half until we can break the lease. I can't afford the early termination fee. How much is it? 2 months' rent. So $3,600 total. I did the math. Legally, we're both on the hook for the whole amount, but I'll cover my half, $1,800, if we can be out by November 1st. Her eyes widened. You do that? I want this over, Madison. Clean break. She nodded, then suddenly reached across the table. What if we tried again? What if? I pulled my hand back. Are you still talking to Dylan? Silence. That's what I thought. He's just been helping me through this. He's a friend. Through the breakup he helped cause? You're the one who left. You're the one who said you weren't in love with me. She started crying. The couple at the next table looked over. I lowered my voice. Madison, I'm trying to be civil here. Let's just handle the apartment and move on. I made a mistake, okay? I was confused and scared, and you made a choice, multiple choices. People make mistakes. This wasn't forgetting to pick up milk. This was building a secret relationship with another man while planning a wedding with me. We never did anything physical. That almost makes it worse. She stared at me. How? Because you gave him the parts of you that were supposed to be mine. Your fears, your dreams, your 2 a.m. thoughts. That's intimacy, Madison. That's what being in love looks like. The barista called out another order. Madison's hands shook as she reached for her coffee. I want to fix this, she whispered. Some things can't be fixed. You won't even try? I did try. For 7 years. While you were texting him, I was looking at wedding venues. While you were confiding in him, I was planning our future. I've been trying. You're the one who stopped. She left after that. But not before telling me Dylan had been transferred to their company's Portland office. He left because of this mess, she said. Are you happy now? No, I told her honestly. I'm not happy about any of this. Update 3. 3 months later. I need to tell you about Thanksgiving first. I'd moved into my own place by then. Small 1-bedroom in a less trendy neighborhood, but it was mine. I was doing okay. Some days were harder than others, but I was surviving. Then Madison's best friend Evelyn called. We'd always been friendly, and she was one of the few who hadn't taken a side. Don't hang up, she said quickly. What do you want, Evelyn? Madison's not doing well. That's not my problem anymore. I know, I'm not calling for her. I'm calling because I feel like I owe you some honesty, and maybe an apology for my friend's behavior. We met for coffee, different shop. Evelyn looked uncomfortable. Look, she started. My ex cheated on me 5 years ago. It was awful. The one thing I promised myself was that I would never, ever be the friend who covers for a cheater. And I feel like by staying quiet, I was. This made sense. It wasn't just about Madison and me, it was about her own principles. So the whole situation with Dylan, she continued, it was worse than you think. He was the one who told her to say that, the I love you but I'm not in love with you line. He told her it was the kindest way to let you down easy. I laughed bitterly. Kind. He'd been in her ear for months, telling her you were boring, safe, that she deserved some big dramatic passion. Maybe she does. She chose attention, not him. When you actually left, it shattered her. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. In her mind, you were supposed to fight for her, to prove him wrong. I stared at my coffee. It had gone cold. She figured out what a snake he was about a week after he left. Evelyn continued. Found out he'd been pursuing another coworker in Portland for months. The transfer wasn't because of the mess with you. It was to chase Rose from accounting. Jesus. Madison called him hysterical. Know what he said? I thought we were just friends. Used her own words against her. I almost felt bad for her. Almost. Why are you telling me this? Evelyn sighed. Because she's been stalking your social media with fake accounts. She drove by your new place last week. She told me she did. I'm worried she's going to do something stupid to get your attention. I just want you to be prepared. Is she dangerous? Not physically. But she's desperate. And desperate people don't think straight. Evelyn was right. 3 days after our coffee, I came home to find Madison sitting outside my apartment door. It was raining. She was soaked. How long have you been here? I asked. An hour, maybe 2. Madison, you can't do this. I know about Dylan, about Portland, about Rose. I unlocked my door but didn't invite her in. I'm sorry he played you. I threw away 7 years for nothing. You threw it away. That's on you. Can I come in? I'm freezing. No. Please. 5 minutes. No. She stood up, shivering. I know I fucked up. I know I can't take it back, but we had something real. Had. Past tense. It doesn't have to be past tense. Yes, it does. Why? I thought about it. Really thought about it. Then I told her the truth. Because every time I'd look at you, I'd wonder who you were texting. Every time you worked late, I'd wonder if it was really work. Every time you said I love you, I'd wonder which man's script you were reading from. I could earn your trust back. No, you couldn't. Because I'd always be waiting for the next Dylan, the next time you got bored or scared or confused. I'd drive myself crazy, and I'd drive you crazy, and we'd end up hating each other. We could try. I don't want to try. I want to find someone who doesn't need another man's attention to realize my worth. She was crying again. In the rain, it was hard to tell where the tears ended and the raindrops began. I loved you, she said. I know, but you weren't in love with me. You said so yourself. I was wrong. No, you were honest. For maybe the first time in months, you were honest. I went inside and closed the door. She knocked for 10 minutes before finally leaving. That was 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, I got a wedding invitation in the mail. My college roommate, Bruce, getting married next summer. There's a +1 line. For the first time since that Tuesday night with the laundry, I smiled about the future. I marked attending and left the +1 blank. For now. Final update, it's New Year's Eve as I write this. Jordan's throwing a party, but I'm home with Chinese takeout and my laptop. Seemed like a good time to close this chapter. Madison texted me on Christmas, just Merry Christmas. I hope you're well. I didn't respond. Evelyn messaged me yesterday. Madison's in therapy now. Good for her. I genuinely mean that. People need to figure their shit out, and therapy's a healthy way to do it. As for me, I'm okay. Some days are better than others. I joined a climbing gym. Started reading again. Even went on a couple dates, though nothing serious yet. The apartment we shared is rented to new tenants now. Drove by it last week on accident, took a wrong turn and ended up on our old street. Felt weird but not painful. Progress. My therapist, yeah, I'm in therapy too, everyone should be, asked me if I regret not trying to work it out. If I regret walking away that night. No, I told her. I regret that it ended how it did. I regret not seeing the signs sooner. But walking away? That was the first honest thing either of us had done in months. She asked if I've forgiven Madison. I'm working on it. Not for her. For me. Carrying anger is exhausting, and I've got better things to do with my energy. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean reopening doors that need to stay closed. Sometimes, love isn't enough. Sometimes two people can love each other and still be wrong for each other. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is admit when something's over. Madison taught me that. Not in the way she intended, but she taught me all the same. So here's to new beginnings, to closed chapters and blank pages, to learning when to fight and when to walk away. And to everyone reading this who's been where I was, folding laundry 1 minute, packing your life into garbage bags the next, you're gonna be okay. Maybe not today, maybe not next month, but eventually, you're going to be okay. Just don't forget to change the password on the accounts you pay for.